Hey guys, how are we doing today? Today be watching The Breakfast Club that came out in 1985. I nearly forgot the title then. That's not good. But this came out in the 80s, obviously, and this is often regarded as an 80s classic. And so I have high expectations for this movie, and I know the basic plot is about these kids in detention, I think. But yeah, like I said, when it comes to 80s movies, there is a certain charm to them. When you look at films like The Goonies or Stand By Me or any like, because this comes off as like a coming of age movie, judging from what I've heard about the story and looking at the poster right now, is that kind of movie. So I'm looking forward to watching it and see if that 80s charm is present here. But yeah, I'm excited. When it comes to the actors, though, I'm not really familiar with any of the actors on the poster, but they look quite young. So we see what happens, and you do get this like revival right now. These days of like revisiting these 80s kind of style. We've got Stranger Things season 4 coming out soon, and that's set in the 80s, and it's very it's about these kids. So I'm looking forward to watching this, and I'm sure there will be an actor that I recognize in this movie, but I wouldn't be surprised if Corey Feldman's in it. He's in every fucking 80s coming of age movie these, from that time. So I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, my friends recommended this movie to me, and this is often regarded as a classic from the 80s, a classic 80s movie. So it's about fucking time I watch it, my friends. And yeah, let's do this, guys. Without further ado, let's fucking do this, boys and girls. 3, 2, 1, go. This is very 80s music. Produced by Ned Tennant and John Hughes. Written and directed by John Hughes.
Dear Mr. Vernon, we accept the fact that we had to sacrifice a whole Saturday in detention for whatever it was we did wrong. You see us as a brain, an athlete, a basket case, a princess, and a criminal. We saw each other at 7 o'clock this morning. We were brainwashed.
It's so absurd I have to be here on a Saturday. It's not like I'm a detective or anything.
Can you imagine go to detention on a Saturday? We don't do that in the UK. Thank fuck.
No, we're not supposed to study. We just have to sit there and do nothing.
Well, mister, you figure out a way to study.
Yeah.
Well, go!
No pressure. He's from Die Hard. He was the arsehole cop.
It is now 7:06. You have exactly 8 hours and 54 minutes to think about why you're here. Seats.
8 hours.
And you. And when I say essay, I mean essay. Is that clear, Mr. Bender?
Crystal.
Good. Maybe you'll learn a little something about yourself. Maybe you'll even decide whether or not you care to return.
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Give you the answer to that question, Mr. Bender, next Saturday. Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
That man is a brownie hound.
8 hours to write an essay. Wow.
Shit! What are we supposed to do if we have to take a piss?
Please.
If you gotta go, you gotta go.
Oh my God.
Is he actually?
Hey, you're not urinating in here, man.
Don't talk. It makes her crawl back up.
You whip it out and you're dead before the first drop hits the floor.
You're pretty sexy when you get angry. Why don't you go close that door? We'll get the prom queen impregnated. Hey. Hey. What?
If I lose my temper, you're totaled, man. You know, Bender, you don't even count. I mean, if you disappear forever, it wouldn't make any difference. You may as well not even exist at this school.
Ouch.
Well, what I'd said was I'm in the math club, the Latin club, and the physics club.
What sort of social? Demented and sad, but social, right? Load up, you party.
Well, no, we get dressed up. But we don't get high.
Only burners like you get high.
And
I want to be just like you. I figure all I need's a lobotomy and some tights.
you wear tights?
No, I don't wear tights. I wear the required uniform.
Tights.
Shut up.
The stereotypes are done well so far. Uh-oh.
Why is that door closed? You're not fooling anybody, Bender. The next screw that falls out is gonna be you.
Eat my shorts.
You just bought yourself another Saturday, mister.
Crushed.
You just bought one more right there.
Well, I'm free the Saturday after that. Beyond that, I'm gonna have to check my calendar.
Good! Because it's gonna be filled. Are you through?
The music, though.
No.
I'm doing society a favor.
So?
That's another one right now. I've got you for the rest of your natural-born life if you don't watch your step. You want another one?
Yes.
You got it. You got another one right there. That's another one, pal.
How
Cut
many has
it
he got?
out!
How many is that?
That's 7, including one when we first came in and you asked Mr. Vernon here whether Barry Manilow knew that he raided his closet.
Now it's 8. You stay out of it.
Excuse me, sir, it's 7.
Shut up, Pee-wee.
Pee-wee. Oh, he's mean.
You're mine, Bender. For 2 months, I got you.
I don't know all the names. I forgot her name. I know the only person I know is Bender, and I guess Pee-wee is the other one.
If we weren't in school right now, I'd waste you.
Can you hear this? You want me to turn it up?
Hey, fellas, I don't like my parents either. I don't get along with them and their idea of, well, that's the problem.
Look, I could see you getting all bunged up for them making you wear these kind of clothes. But face it, you're a neo-maxi Zoom dweeby. What would you be doing if you weren't out making yourself a better citizen?
Why do you have to insult everybody?
Yeah, it's being a bit of a
I'm
dick.
being honest, asshole. But there are two kinds of fat people. There's fat people that were born to be fat, and there's fat people that were once thin, but they became fat. So when you look at them, you can sort of see that thin person inside. You see, you're gonna get married, you're gonna squeeze out a few puppies, and then,
It's gone from asking a name to that.
seeing finger gesture.
I don't know.
I said leave her alone.
It's real simple. I'd kill you, and your fucking parents would sue me, and it'd be a big mess, and I don't care enough about you to bother.
Ah, dude. Jack Sparrow. Imagine being around this dude though for 8 hours. I fucking kill him.
He was in a plane. To France.
I'm not Cherry.
When have you ever gotten laid?
I've laid lots of times.
Name one.
She lives in Canada. I met her at Niagara Falls. You wouldn't know her.
Ever laid
My
anyone
man.
around here? Oh. You and Claire. That presently you and he are riding the hobby horse.
Oh, pig.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Well, then what were you motioning to Claire for?
You know, I didn't appreciate this very much, Brian.
Oh, what a shit
He is
stirrer.
lying.
Oh, you weren't
Well, you did
motioning
do
to
that.
Claire?
Why didn't you let me know you were a virgin?
Because it's personal business. It's my personal, private business.
Well, Brian, it doesn't sound like you're doing any business.
I think it's okay for a guy to be a virgin.
It is.
You do?
If it's past 25, then it's weird. Okay, 23. Okay, 21. Okay, 19. Is that all for him? Fucking hell. He's a big boy. They're just amazed.
What's your problem?
Like a fucking science experiment. The amount of sugar in Can't you hear students running or jogging around the hall?
We're dead. No. Just me.
What do you mean?
Get back to the library. Keep doing it on.
Here's what things I wanna ride. Let's go, automobile.
It's heroic, brave of him to do this.
One! Ah! Bender!
It's you.
Look at him. He's a bum. You want to see something funny? You go visit John Bender in 5 years. You'll see how goddamn funny he is.
That cut deep.
Let's go.
Hey, keep your fucking hands off me! I expect better manners from you, Dick. For better hallway vision.
That's right. And I'm gonna kick the living shit out of you, man. I'm gonna knock your dick in the dirt.
You threatening me?
What are you gonna do about it?
Oh my god.
Right now, how tough you are. Come on, I'll give you the first punch. Let's go. Come on, right here. Just take the first shot, please.
This is not a normal teacher.
You're a gutless turd.
Wow.
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.
Could you describe the ruckus, sir?
What is that noise?
What noise?
Really, sir, there wasn't any noise.
I will not be made a fool of.
That's too late. That guy's a killer. The glass was break for real. What the fuck?
You have problems.
Oh, I have problems.
You do everything everybody ever tells you to do. That is a problem.
Okay, fine. But I didn't dump my purse out on the couch and invite people into my problems. So what's wrong? It's bad. Real bad.
Yeah.
You got that impression in the beginning when the car just drove off without even saying goodbye to us.
I'm a nymphomaniac. The only person I told was my shrink.
What did he do when you told him?
He nailed me.
Wow.
Very nice. He's an adult. Yeah. He's married, too.
Oh.
Do you have any idea how completely gross that is? Well, the first few times.
Funny
First few times. If you say you haven't, you're a prude. If you say you have, you're a slut. You guys are putting words into my mouth.
Well, if you just answer the question.
Why don't you just answer the question? Be honest.
It's no big deal.
Yeah, answer it.
No! I never did it! I never did it either. I'm not a nymphomaniac. I'm a compulsive liar.
Yeah, she got me good.
You are such a bitch.
Well,
You did that
was
on
good.
purpose just to fuck me over. I would do it, though. If you love someone, it's okay.
That shrink story was
I can't
amazing.
believe you.
I taped Larry Lester's buns together. Said I did it for my old man. I tortured this poor kid because I wanted him to think that I was cool. All I could think about was Larry's father having to go home and explain what happened to him. Fucking humiliation he must have felt. It's all because of me and my old man. God, I fucking hate him. He's like this mindless machine that I can't even relate to anymore. You know, sometimes I wish my knee would give. And I wouldn't be able to wrestle anymore. All right.
That was great, Claire. My image of you is totally blown.
You're a shit. Don't do that to her. You swore to God you wouldn't laugh.
You fucking prick.
What do you care what I think anyway? I don't even count, right? I could disappear forever and it wouldn't make any difference. You got everything and I got shit. Fucking Rapunzel, right? School would probably fucking shut down if you didn't show up. Queenie isn't here.
Did you also?
I like those earrings, Claire. Or did your daddy buy those for you?
Shut up!
I bet he bought those for you. You know what I got for Christmas this year? It was a banner fucking year at the old Bender family. I got a carton of cigarettes. The old man grabbed me and said, "Hey, smoke up, Johnny."
Awkward as fuck.
What happened?
Are we still friends, you mean? We're friends now, that is?
Yeah.
I don't think so. With all of us, or just John?
You are a bitch!
Why? Because I'm telling the truth? That makes me a bitch?
And you don't got the balls to stand up to your friends and tell them that you're gonna like who you wanna like.
Hey, what about you, you hypocrite?
And you certainly wouldn't condescend to speak to any of my friends, so you just stick to the things that you know. Shopping, nail polish, your father's BMW, and your poor, rich, drunk mother in the Caribbean. Shut up! Just bury your head in the sand and wait for your fucking prom.
I hate you.
Yeah? Good.
You know why I'm here today? I'm here because Mr. Ryan found a gun in the locker. What's the gun for, Brian? Just forget it. You brought it up, man.
I can't have an F. I can't have it.
He's gonna try and kill himself.
No, my parents can have it.
What the fuck? Does he feel
If
so
I
much
ace the
pressure?
rest of the semester.
It was a handgun?
Not because your fucking parents, man.
No, it was a flare gun. Went off in my locker.
I thought it was like an actual handgun.
You want to know what I did to get in here?
Oh god. I don't know if I can believe it.
Nothing. I didn't have anything better to do. You're laughing at me.
That's actually kind of sad.
You are.
Why would you do that to yourself? Is it because she's lonely and she's ignored? But can you imagine going into detention because you got nothing else better to do? Let's do it.
You lost?
Are these two gonna make out? Are you being serious? I guess their argument made them all horny. It's very different. Andrew's in love. From black to white.
Were you really disgusted about what I did with my lipstick?
Truth?
Truth.
No.
Opposites attract, I guess. Okay.
You see us as you want to see us. In the simplest terms, with the most convenient definitions. But what we found out is that each one of us is a brain and an athlete
And a basket case. A princess.
and a criminal. Does that answer your question? Sincerely yours, The Breakfast Club.
And that was Breakfast Club. And it was that was a fun movie, very John Hughes movie, and I do like how I think the whole idea of the movie is you got all these different stereotypes in school, and it's still effective even to this day because you still have these stereotypes. And when I was in high school, you got the athlete, the jock, you got the nerd, you got the outcast, you got, I guess, the emo slash whatever, and you got the stuck up, full of herself kind of girl. And even though they're all those things, there's more to them than that, and they have a lot more things in common. In particular, you know, the pressure when you compare Brian with Bender, Brian with Andrew, there's a lot of pressure with those two to get a good grade or to excel in athletics, and I think that's the whole point of these characters. And the guys who play them, the guys and gals who play these, the betrayals are really good. The guy who plays John Bender, I would say this: I bet it was fun to play that character. All the one-liners, all the things he says. Yeah, it goes a bit too far. Yes, he's an arsehole in the movie, but I feel like the whole point of his character is, yes, he has this hostile, verbal, he's up front, he's an arsehole, he's rude. But in reality, he's just a product of what he's been raised through. And on the inside, perhaps there is some decency, and he's betrayed. People see him as a criminal. People see him, especially that teacher. He labels him as a teacher, he labels him as a criminal. Sorry, and I guess there's that self-fulfilling prophecy in a sense. And yes, he does all these things. He's very flamboyant. He's very over the top and tries to get everyone's attention about being controversial. But in reality, I feel like he's just a hurt soul, in a sense. And the whole thing with him and Claire, I believe, I think it's still like opposites attract kind of thing, because they are at each other's throats throughout the most of the movie. But she's always in awe of him, how he's just, I think because he's just the opposite of her in a sense, different background, and he's so out there. And even though he does, he tears through her in that one scene. And to be fair, she's not perfect either. She is full of herself that several times. I think the word they used was conceited, and she definitely is, because she's portraying that kind of girl who is, it's all about reputation and social, where she is in the society of the school, and she wouldn't be friends. She even says she wouldn't be friends with someone who is considered lower than her. It's all about how she is viewed, and that's the reality. People lie in school. People want to hang out with the popular people. They want to hang out with people who are considered not popular. It's just how it is. It's kind of sad, and we are, as people, we are quite shallow about certain things, and we don't hang out with people. Some people do hang out with people who they enjoy hanging out with, but some people just want to hang out with people who are popular, so they can kind of get that thing, and it's really sad. And I think she kind of represents that, and Andrew does as well. And I think that's her whole thing, and Bender's trying to break down the sense, and Bender sees right through her. And I didn't see it coming, those two getting together, though. I did not see that. I didn't see Allison and fucking Andrew getting together either, though. So, kind of came out of nowhere when it came to Andrew and Allison. But when Claire and Bender, it kind of makes sense, because opposites attract and all that kind of stuff, and there is tension there. And I think they both like each other, and that's the only way they can express it, maybe. But the guy who plays Bender, he's a dick, but he's hilarious. And I think if I was around him in real life, I wouldn't like him at all. But him in this movie, he's fun to watch when he's interacting with all the characters. And most of the time, he's funny. And when he interacts with the guy who plays the teacher, that guy is an arsehole. He is, you don't see much of him, but when you do, he's just an arsewipe. And he's good at playing arseholes. He's great in Die Hard, when he's this lieutenant who gives John McClane a hard time. The actor is brilliant at playing 1980s unlikable douchebags, and he's certainly this in this movie. I love to see him when he says to Ben, that's another Saturday. I'm like, fucking hell. And he tries to fight him in the closet. I'm like, dude. And he's like, it's kind of sad because he believes, you know, he spent all this time being this teacher and he feels protected by his experience, and no one will believe a criminal like Bender. And he's part of the reason why Bender maybe acts the way he is, just the way he just labels him as a criminal and this scumbag, and I'll see you in 5 years. There was one line that just cut deep. You could tell it bothered Bender. Like, we'll see you in 5 years. You're a joke. You'll be a joke in 5 years. And I'm sure some teachers do that. I bet during this time, though, is that fairly accurate how teachers were? That fucking aggressive and taking the piss out of people and borderline threatening people? You don't really get that shit now for obvious reasons. And in a way, part of me thinks that's accurate, maybe, but you never know. People like to exaggerate. Maybe it wasn't that bad, but Jesus. But when the janitor guy catches him messing with the confidential files, and he's like trying to, you know, will his way out of it like a little bitch, and the guy who plays does a good job in that regard, playing that douchebag teacher. And the janitor, I thought at first was a kind of a creep, but you kind of like him, because he does spew facts, to be honest, to the teacher later on. And Richard Vernon, is that his name? I think that's his name. But when it comes to the other characters, I like the monologue that Andrew does, because you can tell. I think it has been overdone ever since the 80s. The idea of the jock and his parents kind of control him and live his life, and he feels all this pressure from his dad. He wants to be like his dad because his dad is always saying to him all these things, and he has to live up to that standard. And but it was a good monologue, and it was, you know, that happens a lot probably. You know, parents who try to live through their kids, you know, children's lives, things they couldn't do, so they do it with their children, or, you know, trying to have it their way, even though everyone's got a different path. And the guy who I like the most probably is Brian, in terms of people who you feel sorry for the most. Actually, you feel sorry for all of them, to be fair. Maybe not Claire as much, because she's from like a more privileged background and she doesn't have it as bad. But Brian, you know, everyone just takes the piss out of him. The fucking teacher calls him a peewee, you know. The whole story with Allison and the shrink, I actually believed her. She's a compulsive liar, apparently. Not, what did she say she was? Something funny. Maniac, something, I don't know. But that whole sequence was funny, and she's only there because she's got nothing else to do. Can you imagine spending all Saturday doing an 8-hour detention? Thank God we don't have that in the UK, by the way. That is ridiculous. Because, anyway, she does that because she has nothing else to do. It's sad but funny. And I don't think those stereotypes in this movie is 100% accurate to what I experienced in high school, but there were some similarities. And I really enjoyed the performances, though. It felt real. That's the good thing. I love the 80s music out of nowhere at certain moments, the glass breaking, when they smoke the weed and all that stuff. It has that 80s charm, which is what I was referring to in the beginning. And I knew that for certain I was going to get that, because when it said John Hughes film, I didn't even know it was directed by John Hughes till I saw that. I was like, yeah, there's going to be that kind of film. And but yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a good watch. It's one of those films where you would watch when you just want to have a chill, laid back, just have some fun, and it goes by really quick. And yeah, the actors, I think the guy who plays Brian plays Tommy Doyle in Halloween Kills, and he's been in other films too. But the other actors, I'm not as familiar with, except from the guy who plays the teacher in Die Hard. He plays a teacher in this who's also the lieutenant in Die Hard. But yeah, I can see why this is heralded as an 80s classic. It is a fun watch, and I do see myself watch this again, because it is that fast-paced, enjoyable kind of coming-of-age flick, and the ending is very, you know, it's happy. You know, yeah, they write the essay about, you know, they kind of how they're all labeled and all this, and then they all just leave, and the 8 hours went by really quick, and there's two pairs, you know, there's one couple, there's another couple, and you got Brian who's doing his own thing and all that stuff. But yeah, in a way, it was kind of therapeutic for all of them. You got Allison kind of, her arc's kind of interesting because she doesn't have that many lines in the movie, and she she becomes herself a bit more. She becomes more comfortable in herself, and you get to know her a bit more. And all of them come from a interesting home life. Bender's abused physically. You've got, and I think all of them have a certain problem with the home life. I think the worst of it is the pressure of Brian and Andrew, and you got the physical abuse from Bender, and Allison is ignored, which is, you kind of get that as soon as you see her in the first scene when she's completely ignored by the car, just drives off, and Claire's is not as spoken about as much, other than I think she's more privileged in the sense. But yeah, it's an enjoyable flick. It really is. It's a bit over the top, but that's the whole point of it, I think. Just what's the word? Not take the piss, but it's just playing with those stereotypes, isn't it? And people can obviously relate to these characters from their high school days, because there was always the jock, there was always the nerdy dude, or who everyone just doesn't hang out with because he's a nerd, or who goes to a physics club or whatever. And you got Bender, who's like the complete outcast, and you got the girl who's full of herself, and it's just that weird lipstick thing with her tits, which is an interesting talent. But anyway, that was The Breakfast Club. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this reaction, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good day.